Hello everyone, my name is Paul Third, and today I'm going to be showing off the free bass that I got from GLARRY instruments. You all know me, I'm super tight and I'm not going to turn down free instruments, especially if somebody's going to offer me them for free. Now, I am in the process of making my third single. Yes, I do release music. It's not only plug-in shootouts I do. I've got a song called Settle Petal, which was my first single, and I've got a song called Change, which is all about my high functioning autism, and there's an autism channel as well if you want to know more about my life and kind of see the funny side to me, because I'm a bit of a nutter, but I don't show it as much on here. Now, you might be asking, how the hell did you manage to release singles without a bass guitar? All I did was I pitched the electric guitars down octaves, just so it sounded more like a bass guitar. I managed to get away with it, but I personally kind of still feel that it sounded a little bit synthetic. So just as a bit of fun, I'm going to show you the same bass line that I recorded on that thing, and I'm also going to show you it on one of these guitars, and I'm going to pitch it down. Really what I want to do is I just want to have a bit of fun and compare the two. Just so if you don't have a bass, again, look, it's 85 quid. Like, even still, I got it for free. GLARRY instruments are like super, super cheap. They're constantly sold out because they're so cheap. And you know what? I'll kind of show you. It's pretty basic pitch, right? It's pretty basic, right? Really simple. It's super, super light. Not much in it. It's got 2 pickups in it. It's nothing like a Fender Jazz bass or anything like that. This is like their Jazz series, and it's like 85 quid. I had a click track on this, and the BPM's like 133. I had to play the crap out of this to make sure that I was right on that click, just so when again I give it to a drummer, it's completely solid. So I had to muck about with tempos and feel and stuff. Genuinely, I've not played bass in like 7 years. Honestly, it's been a long time. And I picked this up like the other day and just started noodling about with it and getting myself familiar with it, right? So I'm not saying that just because I'm a guitar player, I'm a bass player. But first off, how about we actually hear the sound of this thing, okay? Just because I want you guys to tell me what you guys think. Like, guys that have more experience, again, bass guitarists that, again, spend a lot of money on bass guitars, right? Just so I know kind of how this compares to you guys, all right? Just if it's all right, or is it worth 80 quid, or is it just like a cheap sounding bass guitar? So this is the DI straight into the Audient ID14. No EQ, nothing else has been touched. All the pickups on max. Let's hear how it sounds. Right, so I actually think that sounds okay. Obviously my bass playing's a bit sloppy because I'm not used to like playing bass with my fingers. But I was like, no, I need to learn. Genuinely, as you can see, I play with I do it with one finger. I can't do like the 2-3 finger thing. Easy now. But in the end, I'm happy with it, and that's all that really matters, okay? Yeah, a bass player could have played this way better than me, but in the end, like, I'm not a bass player, and I did the best I could, and I'm happy with it. And that's all that matters. So what I've done is I've played the exact same bass line, recorded it through that one. I don't have names for them, but that Gretsch guitar there, the exact same bass line. Again, performances are slightly different, but it's still going to give you an idea of the sound difference between pitching down an electric guitar to see, well, you know what, should you actually go out and buy a cheap bass just so you can have bass guitar on your record, or should you just kind of pitch it down? Let's compare. So fucking hell, I'm going to just take this. It's just quite awkward. That's better. Right, so in terms of like the sounds, I do think that the electric guitar pitched down, there's a synthetic quality to it. There's a difference between playing the bass guitar, feeling it, again, the dynamics. There's a lot more, to me, there's a lot more dynamics in the bass in terms of how you're hitting it, how you're hitting the string, where in a guitar, there's not much dynamics and it's just a little bit more flat to me. Pitched down, it just sounds a little bit synthetic. You can get away with it because I have done it on my past 2 singles and it was all right, but I do prefer the sound of it, right? I genuinely do. But you guys may be saying, Paul, if you were to stick an amp sim on that, would you really tell the difference? Right, okay, so I've done that as well. So this is an Ampeg bass amp sim from Plug-in Alliance. So let's compare side by side to see if that kind of synthetic quality, does that go away when you stick both through amp sims? I just kind of have to say that, like, I just prefer the bass. I just go out and get a cheap bass, right? A lot of people may say instead of buying a cheap bass, you're just best to like get a good guitar and pitch that down. I don't. I think it's different playing a bass guitar than an electric guitar. You play it differently. You kind of feel the groove differently. It's just different. I actually enjoyed playing the bass, and I think from a musical aspect, you should have a bass guitar because it's good for you. It's a different way of playing. You think differently. I was writing bass lines on the electric guitar, thinking that things were going to work, and then when I actually got it on the bass, it didn't work. It's just, to me, it's I'm even doing that like already. Again, pretending I'm a fucking jazz bass player. But again, it's very, very, very subjective. Okay, that's a cheap £85 bass from GLARRY. There's a link in the description, and I don't make any commission or anything, but I got a free bass. If you guys want to check them out, that are super, 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 super cheap, right? And I don't think that cheap price comes into the quality, in my opinion, because it does, honestly, it feels better than like a Fender Squire bass that I've played in the past. Really super light, which I quite like. Again, these fingers and these magic fingers. But however, okay, this is that bass. I'll go get it. I'll go get it. So this is the GLARRY. It's one of their jazz basses. Plays well. There's not much fret buzz or anything like that. I picked it up and I just found it really easy to use. Stays in tune really well. I've normally found that more with electric guitars, but this does stay in tune quite well. But however, let's wrap up this video, because I've waffled quite a lot and I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. There's also a separate video that I'm putting out today talking all about the guitars. Guitars are both Gretches, and I've used DB Quadro Virgo, which is a Fender twin amp simulator. It's like a convolution, so it's Nebula. And I'll show you the guitars, the reverb and the tremolo and stuff like that, and all that great stuff. My name is Paul Third. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next week.